Welcome back everyone. We realized that maybe we missed just a tiny little bit in the last video, so we're going to make a small addition here. We were talking about personal and collective soul agreements and how you can change those inside of yourself and how it will reflect outside of yourself. Well, we were realizing after we'd finished the video that even if you're looking from town to town, towns or neighbouring towns often have soul agreements with each other. They might come in conflict with each other on certain issues. I'm pretty sure that you'll see that in your own area if you're at least a little bit interested in politics and how your towns are run by the local governments, the local office. You'll be able to see that, and I totally trust and believe that at a certain point, when there are enough of us that are consciously aware of this, we can actually, with a group of people, start to shift that consciousness.
Yes.
By using, for instance, a gape that we've talked about before, about raising our consciousness, and the more people that we draw to us that are working with us on that, the more light is created. The more the light, if you will move aside the negative and the darkness. So even in a small area, town to town, it is possible for groups to actually change this energy if you're willing to work on it. And these are again parts of the soul agreements, because once you start to think in this way, other people will start to enter into your life. These are souls that you agreed to do this with in a certain moment as your growth allowed it. Your own ascension process allowed it. But it's not just on town to town level, is it?
No.
It's city to city.
Yes.
It's region to region, province to province.
Country to country.
Country to country, continent to continent. And if you look at, for instance, what's happening in a lot of Africa, oh boy, there's a lot of soul agreements going on there, isn't there? When you certainly see the genocide and stuff like that, that's horrible. But all this was agreed so that, if you will, these countries that have been locked out or closed off for so many hundreds of years. I mean, look at slavery and stuff like that came from, for instance, a lot of places in Africa. My goodness, these poor people have gone through hell. And they're going through hell even now with all of these conflicts. But these conflicts are also a result of what's happened in the past. That's the way they learnt it, if you will, from the Western cultures. And these are all agreements, if you look at them, if you're willing to look at them level by level by level as what's happened throughout history, you'll see that it is rising in consciousness. It's coming to a crescendo, if you will. But it's coming to a crescendo so that we can observe it, so that we can see it, so that we can choose a different way. And when there are enough of us to choose that different way,
it will be.
It will be. And that was a really important piece that we felt that we just had to add as an additional video here. A short one, but so very important.
Yes.
So, it's not just personal and collective, it's from town to town, city to city, region to region,
country to country,
and continent to continent. Eventually, this does come into the whole picture, which is the absolute collective consciousness. And you know, folks, as you look into the world, you see that there are so many that are still not awakened, that still believe that there's nothing else after this life, that we're done. And you're here for a limited time, and that's it. Well, by now we know that is absolutely not true.
And there's a beautiful example. When a drop of rain falls into a pond, there will be little ripples.
Yeah.
So just, when you start with yourself, it grows to a group, the group's energy, a country, a continent.
I think I better work a little bit harder, because your drop, that skinny little thing, and this great big hunk of meat, I'll make a bigger ring than you.
I think so.
We'll do it together. see humor in the situation as well. But just imagine you are that drop in that pond, and every time you drop these insights, wisdom, love, joy, passion, all of these great things, it drops as if a drop of water in a pond, and it ripples out. A beautiful example. Thank you yet again, everyone, for listening to this extended version of Personal and Collective Agreements. Thank you for listening.
Namaste.
Namaste.